Let's solve Leetcode 340, longest substring with at most k distinct characters. This problem is interesting. So given a string s and integer k, return the length of the longest substring of s that contain at most k distinct character. So as you can see, this problem is pretty much a sliding windows problem. So how to solve this? Mostly you use a two-pointer left and right. You increase right until your constraint is not satisfied anymore, and you start contracting left to satisfy your constraint, and at the same time you count the number of character or the length of character or the character you want to get. But anyway, so this problem, the first thing that comes to most people's mind is to use a set to keep track of the unique distinct characters. For example, if you have this input, you could have two pointers I and j, and let's say I is the right pointer, and you have a set. So you can keep moving, let's say moving to the right. First iteration I equal e, we have only one unique character, we're good, we can put that e in our set. Second iteration we have c, let's say a k is 2. This k is 2, we want at most 2 unique characters. Second iteration we have c, it goes to our set, and next iteration we have a e, but we want to put e on our set, but there is already e, and our set length is, there is e in our set, even though, so we have an e already in our set, so we don't have to do anything. Our set length is still k, so our substring length, our substring is like that. Let's call it sub. Our substring would be this. It's a true character with a length of, with a 2 unique distinct character. Now when we move I again one more time to b, adding b here, we have more than 2 unique characters, so we have to stop and contrast from the left. So one thing you could do is to remove the leftmost character, remove a, so we left with c and b, and we continue. But the problem with this solution is at some point that you want to remove both e's. There is 2 e's, and the last e is far down here, and if you need to remove the e, that means you need to remove the c, so you should be removing e and c both. Actually we should be only removing the c in this case, because c is the, e and b could form a shortest another unique substring. So we should have e and b instead of removing the e, even though it was the leftmost character. So in order to solve for that, we would use a hash map to keep track of the length of to keep track of index of each character we put in our string. So what we can do here, we can have an index map. It would map this would be a map from character to index. That would help us find the next character to remove instead of the leftmost character. In this problem, we don't want to remove the leftmost character, but we want to remove the first character from the left. So you will understand it while we go. So we'll have a left equals 0, right starting at 0, max I would say max substring. Max substring length 0. So we'll just do a while loop while the right is less than length of the string. Let's increment it here before we forget. And there is a couple of basic things we have to do. We have to add the current character in the index map with its position. S of right will map to its position, which is right now. And what's gonna happen if you have more character than k? We stop and reduce the window's length from left. So if length of our index map length of index map key is greater than k, we will do a while loop while left is less than right first. That's the basic check so that we don't just keep running. And the left index is not, we haven't found an index that corresponds to the left index, which means the first character will find that corresponds to the left index. That's the one we want to remove. So we're trying to find a character to remove. So we're gonna have to remove index map S of left. So what this is doing, this line is the most important line here. As long as the left character is different than the index of left, the character at that position, pretty much the character at this position, which is left, is not the one, it's not the leftmost. We keep iterating, so we would increment left by 1 until we get the character of the leftmost index, which is not always the leftmost character. So at the end we will remove the character. Let's say to remove would be S of left. And we'll delete that from the index map. And we'll increase left by 1 more to pass the character we just remove. And if none of this is the case, we're just gonna calculate our left submax. Let's say the length of our submax will be, this is sub would be right minus left plus 1. Our sub will be max of submax length and sub. At the end, we want to return sub matrix max substring length. I think this should work. Let's try to run it. Okay, there is a invalid syntax. Return, it's a rest term. This should work. left right submatrix. Yep, this works. When you submit, 66 millisecond, pretty good.